Welcome to Inquiry into Self, and this is the series Making the Impossible Possible. I'm going to delve just a tiny bit into traumatic backgrounds. And a lot of people will feel, after we have trauma, that there's some aspect of ourselves that is cut off, that we no longer have access to full expression in that area. Whatever it is, we may stop rehearsing the trauma. We've done as much as we can to take it out of our lives, but somehow we feel like we're limited because that's in our past. So here's just a small version of that. So I went to a networking opportunity where I paid a good amount of money to be there. I had a particular person that I really hoped to connect with as well as other people. And me and the other person ended up in a demonstration, and I didn't even notice it. I was doing my part, and then it turned out he got called in to do another part. And at the end of the demonstration, things were over, and there was a moment when I could have grabbed his attention. And I didn't. Something in me turned out was afraid in that moment. I wanted to do an exchange with him, but all I could feel was, oh, I'm going to be asking for help and he's not going to want to say yes, or whatever it was. I don't even know specifically what the fear was, but something from my background had me assume that turning and talking to him at that moment was going to be disapproved of. And okay, we could go into the whole story of that, but there was this no of fear from that past. And it's very interesting, after the event ended, I never ended up speaking with him. And so lo and behold, it turned out what I thought the event was for, which I thought was meeting this particular person, it didn't happen, even though it came so close, right? So we can feel in ourselves that something is missed, particularly when there's been trauma that we feel like is cut off access to part of ourselves, whatever that part of ourselves is. It could be loving ourselves in a particular way, experiencing relationships in a particular way, being assertive in a particular way, whatever it is. Now, it looks impossible, right? That this going to that networking event, it looked like all the possibility got drained out of it. But actually, a whole new possibility emerged from it. And the possibility was noticing, wow, there's still this fear response that I didn't know was still there. How in the world was I ever going to know that I have this growing edge to look into? Besides, how do I know I was even supposed to meet with him? After all, there's been many times when I end up meeting with somebody and the connection I expect isn't there. So I don't even know. But what I certainly do know is this possibility of opening in this area of fear is now available. That's a very rich possibility that just showed up. To look and see, oh, okay, so I have this belief about people wanting to help me, or I have this belief about being assertive. There's a whole bunch of things to explore there. And when I look and see, is there a part of me that actually desires to push myself on the growing edge? Absolutely. It's so fun. You're practicing learning to draw something or learning to cook something, and you do it 2 or 3 times, and by the 10th time, it's amazing. You know how to do it. It just feels great. That's the fun of getting to be in this human experience. And lo and behold, here's a new frontier for me, and I get to understand how to be courageous in this moment of fear, how to be compassionate with the part of me that's afraid. All these things are now available to me. A new growing edge, and as I explore them, who knows where I get to come out. So, wow, I spent that money for the perfect thing. It was a workshop into identifying another growing edge, a fluidity, a fluidity of, Can I ask for help more? Can I be assertive more? Can I present myself in the moment without practice more? All of these things are available. So I want to allow us to open up to that inner delight, because that inner delight is what's creating every moment. That inner delight in finding a growing edge is what created the moment of that missed networking opportunity. And when I follow that inner delight, I discover that my life is just delight after delight after delight. You see, that delight doesn't fit in any box. It makes all kinds of experiences we aren't expecting. But that inner delight is the creative force. And as we notice, oh, this is what the inner delight is leading me into. Oh, this is what the inner delight is leading me into. We actually start to align with that most creative part of us. So again, I just want to say what we are does not fit in any box.